Today, Nate and I will talk about RMHS sports and how they will improve from last year's results. We will be talking to individual student athletes from multiple different sports that consist of football, hockey, baseball, and lacrosse.
All right, so I'm here with Salem State star/commit Jimmy Trahan. How's it going, Jim?
Great, how are you?
So last year during lacrosse, we went 17-3. We lost in the third round of the playoffs, but we only lost 4 seniors. So what do you think the biggest lesson learned from last year is?
I think mainly the biggest lesson to learn from last year's season was taking things a bit more seriously. Sometimes we would joke around during practice and not be prepared for all of our big games.
Good answer. How will the new/younger players contribute this year?
I think a lot of the freshmen from last year who are now sophomores will find good ways to contribute this year. They were getting in a lot of the less close games last year and learning from the upperclassmen.
Who were those players?
Mainly we got Dylan Martello, Gavin Furness, Tyler Nicholas, Connor Wicken, and John Terrell.
How do you think those players, mainly like each player, will be contributing?
I think John and Gavin will have big impacts on the defense with most likely a loss of Flipsky this year and a loss of a starting captain, close defender last year.
All right, last question. What's the one key factor that will determine whether you make a deep run in playoffs this year?
I think we got to have our big playmakers step up this year. Some guys who are hurt, we got to have some of the younger guys step in and play big roles.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, Ryan, now I'm going to interview you about baseball. You guys were 10-10 last year, lost in the first round of the playoffs, but you only lost 4 starting seniors. How do you think this team will build on last year's success?
Last year there really wasn't much success. I'm going to be honest with you. We had a very long losing run where we'd lose on walk-off hits, which literally killed the team. The whole momentum, everyone just didn't feel like people wanted to be there because everyone just thought every single game we'd end up losing no matter the score at the beginning of the game.
So,
There you
so
go.
how do you think you'll bounce back from setbacks?
We had a lot of setbacks, but this past offseason I know personally more than half the team has been putting in the work to just get in the gym and get better, and that's really all you can ask for a team who's only losing 4 starting guys. And we had a very young team last year. We had a very tough sophomore, now junior class who are only going to get better.
All right, and what areas of the game, like offense, defense, pitching, do you think you need most improvement?
Well, this year we've actually gotten more improvement because we lost Grady Ventura last year, sophomore, now junior. He throws the ball hard, and last year he suffered an arm injury, and this year he's back. And being able to have that second or third guy there, it really helps us get through the week, whether we play 2 games or 3 games, because last year we really mainly focused on me, Mikey Bayless, and Ethan Lobovich, and we never really had that other guy.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
Perfect. How long was that? 2 minutes? 45 seconds.
All right, and last question. What do you think your role is in making those changes happen?
Like I mentioned before, I'm a captain of the team, and me and my fellow captain Sam have been trying to set up like captain's practices even earlier this year. So we know I know we don't have a lot of spots left on the team, and people are gonna really have to work really hard to be able to not only play but be able to make the team. And as a captain, I try to let people know that, because if you're not putting in as much effort as possible, like it's not like hard to get cut this year because of how little spots we have.
Yeah. All right, so I'm here with the Jack Melly, rocket star on the offensive side. Who do you think will have the biggest impact on the ice this season?
We have a sophomore defenseman named Connor Lemonin. He's the nephew of the Sean Collins. If you're from Reading, you know who Sean Collins is. I played with Connor in the off season. He's gotten a lot better. He brings a physical presence to the ice. He's recently made the all upside team, which is very impressive for a sophomore. We look for him to get many points, hold down the back end. He'll bring a spark for the team for sure.
Good. What are the team's goals for the playoffs, and how do you plan to achieve them?
We're hoping have a few home playoff games, have a good stew going. We're hoping to make a good run this year. We've got a good, strong senior class.
Last year you guys lost a few seniors. How do you think that's going to impact the team this year?
We did lose. We had good leadership last year with Cam Fahey, TJ, Chris Hanifin, and Fish. A lot of good players, but we have lots of good seniors this year, and I'm not worried about our losses. Other than maybe Cam Fahey, he was really good with his Michigan goal. Obviously, it was very impressive. He had 40 points for the Rockets. And McCurtain, he went to Nobles. Kind of soft in my opinion, but we'll be all right. He was a good player, though.
Thank you, Jack Melly.
Of course.
Now, Nate and I will conclude our post thoughts after interviewing each one of these athletes. I'm going to start off with football. Football, we had a great interviewer in Jamie Donahue, who was arguably a top 3 player on the team and will be the future of UMaine football. He broke down that having a lot of leadership contributed to how this year's success has been, considering they went, I think it was 11-2, and last year they went 3-8. Having good leadership is a key component in all of sports, and it really showed it through Jack Murphy and Jake Palm this year, and their younger players who stepped up and helped them succeed in this past season.
So building off that, with hockey, we just had Jack Melly get interviewed and answered the questions of who was the biggest impact and what are our team goals for the playoffs. He mentioned that Owen Holland and Connor Lemonin are gonna be a huge impact on the ice this season. And some of our team goals is obviously to win a state championship, but also win the little things. Well, not little, but a Middlesex League title, win some of the tournaments we're in, like the Ed Barons and the Coffee Cup, and overall just have like a good year and have fun with each other.
To continue, we talked about baseball. We talked about how last year we had a 10-10 season, and this year we're looking forward to having a much stronger season as our younger players become even stronger and better at the game. Having a good, strong senior class with people who want to succeed will always help these younger players grow and achieve goals that they want to achieve. I think the baseball team will only succeed this year. Obviously not a biased answer, but I think with the team's lack of success last year, this year it's only up from here.
All right, talking about lacrosse, we went 17-3 last year, and no one thought like we were gonna be good, and we only lost like 4 seniors that like played. They were all big players, but they can be filled in with all the players we have on our bench because we're that deep, and we're looking to make another run for the state title this year.
One thing that me and Nate both noticed that these sports will need to succeed is leadership, and I think if leadership comes, let me restart that. Through all these sports, Nate and I have noticed that having leadership will help a team succeed in any sport. Thank you.